With 5 drivers still gunning for the 2013 Dunlop MSA British Touring Car Championship, an awfully wet Brands Hatch was all set for a dramatic season finale. It was Andrew Jordan who led the title race after 27 of 30 hard-fought races, but the 24-year-old had Matt Neal, Jason Plato, Colin Turkington and Gordon Shedden, all proven BTCC champions, in hot pursuit. Saturday's qualifying, held in dry conditions, saw Plato's MG grab pole position, with fellow title contenders Jordan, Shedden and Turkington close behind in 3rd, 4th and 6th spots. Neal's hopes, though, took an early battering. Already suffering from a broken finger, the 3-time champion had a huge accident in his Honda Civic. As a result, he had a mountain to climb from a lowly 16th position on the grid. Plato took full advantage of his pole to grab the lead in what were treacherous conditions. The unfortunate Turkington's flickering title chances, though, were extinguished almost immediately when the BMW was tipped into a spin on the opening corner and was then collected by teammate Nick Foster. Back at the front, Shedden wasted no time slipping his Honda past Tordov's MG to grab second, but the Scot could do little to catch Plato, who kept his title hopes alive with his 7th win of the season. An understandably cautious Jordan survived a couple of scares to finish 5th to maintain a healthy, if somewhat reduced, championship lead. After his dramas in qualifying, Neal ensured there were still 4 drivers in title contention, making up 10 places in his rebuilt Honda to claim 6th. So, going into the penultimate round, Jordan still held a healthy 29-point lead over new 2nd place man Shedden, with a maximum 44 points still on offer from the year's final 2 races. Poleman Plato and Neal were mathematically both still in with a chance too. As the lights went out, the MG again made a great start to what was to be a momentous race for the other 3 title protagonists. As Plato made his getaway, Shedden was the first to slip, with his sideways Civic somehow being missed by the tightly bunched pack. Jordan and Neal were the next 2 to falter, the 2 Hondas clattering into each other in avoidance of Collard's gyrating BMW. Neal's slim title hopes were punctured on the spot, while Jordan's dreams were dealt a major blow. With damaged suspension, he suffered his first retirement of the campaign, blowing the championship wide open. Maximising others' misfortune, Plato took his 2nd win of the day to close to within 15 points of an increasingly tense Jordan from teammate Tordov and Matt Jackson's Ford Focus. Having escaped from his first lap dramas, Shedden recovered to finish 7th and thus stay within striking distance of Jordan. So after more than 6 action-packed months and 29 thrilling races, you couldn't have written a more thrilling script. The destination of the top title in British motorsport was going right down to the wire in one final 15-lap shootout around the epic Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit. Shedden was the outsider and would start the reverse grid grand finale from pole. The Scot had to win to have any chance of lifting the coveted crown. Plato lined up in 7th, needing a bare minimum of a podium, while Jordan was right at the back of the grid, knowing 8th place would be enough to seal the title, whatever the results of his 2 remaining rivals. Shedden made no mistakes leading from the off, then fending off a strong challenge from an impressive Jack Goff in the Vauxhall Insignia. Behind the 2 leaders, Plato was struggling to make an impression and his title hopes were slipping away. But Jordan was clawing his way through the pack and was back into contention. By half distance, he was up into the top 10 and on target to score enough points needed to fend off Shedden, who was still doing all he could en route to victory and maximum points. So it was the outgoing champion who won the final race, but a relieved Jordan who came home 9th to take the title, thus fulfilling his childhood dreams by claiming the Dunlop MSA British Touring Car Championship for the very first time. As the spray settled, so the victory celebration started for the close-knit, family-run Eurotech team. On the podium, there was a new name on the famous BTCC trophy, that of Andrew Jordan. It had been a roller coaster day, one that ended on the biggest possible high for the popular and deserving Midlander. Steve Ryder and Tim Harvey were there to talk to the 2013 champion.
Andrew, you haven't got a spare hand, and neither have I, but congratulations and very well done. I mean, moments like that and celebrations like that, is that when it sort of finally starts to sink in?
That's what I've dreamt about for years, you know, to be up there, and I've seen all the other guys do it. And I thought hopefully one day that'll be me. After race 2, it wasn't looking too promising. You know, that's then, you know, me and Dad said this is where we can show that I deserve to be champion and do a real champion's drive.
Well, we were talking after race 2, and we were a little bit concerned about, you know, the tension that you must have been feeling. And how did you handle that period between race 2, race 3, and everything that race 3 demanded of you?
Actually, as weird as it sounds, I was the most relaxed I've been all weekend before race 3. So in between race 2 and 3, I was sat there eating some sandwiches and listening to music, because I think it's more the unknown. So coming into the weekend, it's the unknown. You don't know what other people are going to do. So it was almost like, well, that's happening in race 2. It's rubbish, but we've got to get on with it. And now we've got a target. If Jason wins, we need to get 8th. If he doesn't get in the top 3, we can do anything. So it was almost, we had a target and we knew what we had to do then. But the last few laps seemed to drag on forever. You know, Adam said 5 laps to go. I'm sure he said it like 3 times because it was dragging on. So then I was just, you know, really short shifting, trying not to put any strain on the car, the gearbox, really waiting for late downshifts and stuff like that, just to try and bring the car home. But you know, the team have had 100% reliability this year on the car, and it's.
You know that feeling, don't you, Tim?
Yeah, you know, I saw the emotion in your eyes, and I just felt for you and the team. I know it's a team effort, and you'd be the first to say that, but you've beaten some fantastic former champions this year. This hasn't been a championship that's handed to you. You've had to go out there and fight for it. What's been the key difference between this year and last year?
I think just coming into the season saying we wanted to win the championship. You know, last year we put our aim to win the independent. So then, you know, it was always a bonus if we beat the manufacturer cars, the Hondas. But we were always looking for independent points. This year, from the offset, from here, you know, a good few months ago, my move on Jason, which looking back was a bit optimistic, but it was laying down a marker that I was here and I was coming to get this championship. So, you know, the relief I feel is huge. 24 to win this championship, I'm really pleased, and I'm glad I can do it with such a great bunch of people.
Well, that's the thing, 24 years old, so many racing years in front of you. So, I mean, it's a bit early to give us your thoughts about next season, but you must be starting to think, my goodness, how do I build on this?
Well, we're actually going testing on Thursday. We're going to Donington on Thursday because Adam, my engineer, wants to try some things before the weather gets too bad. So, you know, straight away we're going to be looking forward into next year, and obviously we're going to enjoy it, and we're going to enjoy it tonight. But then it's straight away focus how we can improve on this, and you know, that's something I've always looked to do. You know, from last year. How can I improve? How can we improve as a team? That's what we've done. So we need to do that again for next year and see the areas we can improve. And as I say, we're testing on Thursday, so the preparation's already starting.
Well, let's hope the hangover's gone off from there. But just tell us and tell everybody how you intend to celebrate.
Well, we never book rooms or anything just in case it doesn't happen. So I said to my sister when we got out of the car, right, let's book some rooms and we'll just have a nice meal and make our own little party. Nothing too mad, of course.
You say that now, but I'll ask you tomorrow.
And when you sit down and start to look at the tapes and reflect on that last race, was there a moment in that last race where you thought, this is where it could all go wrong? I mean, the first couple of laps you were in a bit of traffic, weren't you?
Yeah, and you know, beforehand when it was dry, we thought this would play into our hands a little bit because there'll be less spray, so that the field won't get as stretched out. Then obviously it started bucketing down on the grid. And a couple of laps in, Adam said P17, and I was a bit, I thought we were further up than that, so I thought there's still some work to do. But you know, the car's fantastic in that race. The Indy part of the circuit was very slippy, but then I just really played to the car's strength through the quick stuff and got fast slap as well, which was great. I was on a mission coming through, and you know, thanks to all the other guys, they gave me some good racing room.
Yeah, there were some good manners out there. Congratulations once again. Enjoy the evening and enjoy the celebration. It's thoroughly deserved for you and your fantastic team as well.